Howdy. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Howdy, howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing? Popping on the live for probably 30 minutes or so here. Answer any questions you guys have about selling on Amazon, getting started, all that good stuff. And if you guys are watching on the replay or already in here, another reminder, we're live on the free Amazon workshop. We'll be on a Zoom call, source some products together, getting ungated, and especially since basically we can get auto-ungated in a ton of brands now with that new Boxem feature. We're going to be showing you guys how to basically use that now that everyone has 50 to 100 brands at least that all the beginners can start out with. We're going to be showing you guys how to source those kind of opportunities that are auto ungated and just kind of those different things that pop up. So if you guys want to come and kind of learn how to source, if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as getting auto ungated and all those brands as well, then I'll see you on the free class. It's starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, let me know who's in chat. Let me know what questions you guys have about kind of getting started on Amazon, if you've been selling for a while and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Want the supplier doc? Okay, I'll shoot you a DM. It should be all working, but yeah, just shoot me a message there, man. I'll get you sorted out there. Let's see. You're a seller from France. What's the best repricer in the US? Like Flash Pricer is a good one to test out. Be Cool or lots of good options out there. I've been liking Flash Pricer recently, for sure. What's up, man? How's everything going on your end? Yeah, and for those of you guys that are selling on Amazon, especially if you like started this year, I want like a temperature check, a progress check for all of you guys that are kind of getting locked in here in 2026. How much have you sold so far? What's like challenging so far? What's surprising? What's been easier than you expected? Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, for those of you guys that are getting serious about it here in 2026, how are things going so far? For sure. Let's see. What's the best prep? So, I mean, everyone, like, I assume you're asking for like a prep center. So, preps, like good prep centers are usually like not super big. Like prep center I work with only has like a handful of clients, just kind of doing decent volume. There's a lot of prep centers that are easy to find on Google though. If you just look up, the main thing is just get a prep center in like Delaware, Montana, one of those states with no sales tax, so that you obviously save money, right? For sure. Let's see. I've heard of that repricer. I haven't seen many like results from it. I know that that Flash Pricer and Seller Snap are both pretty good as far as Profit, Be Cool, and Aura are also both pretty good. Like a lot of the repricers are pretty similar. Yeah, I've been liking, like I said, I've been liking Flash Pricer recently. Let's see, how much money would you have to start? So I had like $1,500 when I started selling on Amazon. So that was what I started with. Kind of snowballed the money from there, just buying and selling things that I could try to get as cheap as possible, right? When you don't have a ton of money, you want to stretch that money as far as possible. So, spending a little bit extra time making sure you're buying like super high ROI items, even doing things like going to like clearance sections and like bookstore, like thrift stores to buy books, because those are super cheap. So if you have like very little money, you just got to get a little bit extra creative with your money. But yeah, you don't need like a ton of money to get started. The only thing I would say in terms of like starting budget is don't put the $1,000 that you need to pay rent this month into the business, right? Because selling on Amazon, selling online in general is like selling things is an inventory-based business. So I just hear, sometimes I'll hear people be like, oh, I need to find a way to pay rent next month. Like selling on Amazon is not that, right? This is something that you can start now, put money into, and just kind of snowball. And then eventually, sure, you'll be able to pull some of that profit out. But just want to give that disclaimer as well. Yeah, for sure, man. Just shoot me a message. Like I said, happy to help. Sweet. Let's see. Let's see. Show the 1099. I'm not gonna leak my social, brother. That's crazy. If you can watch and you can see that things work, you can watch videos on YouTube from interviews of people who are actually doing it and do it, or you can not, right? I'm not gonna force you to make money online. Yeah, that's a you problem, man. Yeah, you have a little bit of willingness to like go out and learn and that kind of thing. Let's see. Dylan, you said, what's the best way to start? Yeah, so step one is to figure out, hey, what can my account even sell, right? So go to Boxem and scan the auto ungated feature on Boxem. It came out 2 days ago. It's going to give you anywhere from 50 up to like 500 brands that you're able to sell. When you have that list of brands that you're able to sell, then you can start reverse sourcing those brands. You can ask the Boxem AI how to source those brands. or just like dive in and start reverse sourcing off those brands is the technical term. And then basically restocking those products as you find more and more, just kind of building a catalog. That's obviously like the very shortened version of like how to be an Amazon seller. Um, but yeah, it's like the shortened version. If you want to see like the super detailed version, we're hopping on a free Zoom workshop tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's down below or up above, depending on what platform you're on. And we're going to be like actually sourcing products together, talking about ungating, all that kind of stuff. For sure. Lori, Boxem, yeah, Boxem, as far as like sourcing stuff, yeah. For sure. Wholesale. So I don't really do wholesale, Jara. Yeah, I don't do wholesale. Like I'll occasionally hop on a wholesale order, but the 99% of my business, depending on the time of year, is buying stuff from Walgreens, Dick's Sporting Goods, Kohl's, Target, Walmart, just like big websites like that, and flipping that stuff for more, obviously. Yeah, usually you're buying things. You're looking for like coupons, sales, discounted gift cards, cash back, like as many different ways as possible to make items cheaper. And you want to be buying things for about half what you plan to sell them for. It's like that's like the general rule of thumb. And if you get really good at figuring out like that, how to find things in that budget, that's all that really kind of determines your success. Because yeah, Seb, you're asking like, do you run ads? So that's the other part. Like when you buy things that already sell, you don't need to run ads. Because there's already people searching for those products. There's already existing demand. Yeah, I'm live right now, Andrew. I'm not going to check my DMs while I'm live on stream. I got you though, man. Let's see. Minimum budget for Amazon business. Yeah, like $1,000 to get started. Like $1,000. If you have like three plus thousand, that's like a very safe place to start. I didn't have that when I started though. Let's see. The bulk ungating was Fire able to ungate Bob's Red Mill. Nice, man. Yeah. So yeah, super cool. I saw some people auto ungated like 500 or 600 brands yesterday. Yeah, no worries, Andrew. I got you though, man. I got you. Let's see. Top 3 products in 2025. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head, to be honest. Probably some different like clothing products. I mean, just in general, I sell like clothes, shoes, makeup, vitamins, groceries, stuff like that, right? Like just like wherever the opportunity is. Because I'm more so like a lot of people think you're like, I want to sell this product on Amazon, and then you try to figure out how to find it cheaply. What you're actually doing is, where are things cheap today? And then of those things that are cheap today, which of them which of them like sell on Amazon, which of them have demand on Amazon, and that kind of thing, right? So it's more like you're kind of reverse engineering products. So depending on the day, so some days there might be a bunch of good sales on clothing products, and I'll pull up that clothing brand. I'll compare that to what the other people who are already selling that clothing brand on Amazon are doing. I'll also try like some stuff using like Keepa or other softwares to find like the best products in that brand. We're going to be breaking down that specific strategy on the workshop tonight. Like I said, it's completely free. 7 p.m. we're hopping on a Zoom call, and we'll show you how to kind of actually like tactically source products. So yeah, for those of you guys that want to kind of hop on Zoom later tonight, source some product together, you can go up here in my bio or down below, depending on where you're watching. And yeah, it'd be a good time. But yeah, let me know what other questions you guys have in the short run here. Let's see, thinking of starting a jewelry business selling on Amazon. Yeah, go for it, man. So that'd be more like handmade or like private labeling, which is not how I sell on Amazon, but that's the nice part of of online money, is there's it feels like there's a 1,000 different ways that works, and just like depends on whatever you're good at, whatever you enjoy doing, like that's what you should stick with. Let's see. Amazon online arbitrage is so risky. What if Amazon bans your account? So I've been doing arbitrage for about 7 years now. Probably honestly 20 to 30 times I have used documentation from online retailers to get account health issues resolved. I've had my account suspended for like a week or two here and there, and I've got it back from Amazon. It's just kind of part of selling on Amazon, doing things online in general. If you want to make sure your business is around for a long time, just make sure you're only buying legitimate products. It is that simple. A lot of people who get banned on Amazon, they're buying from like sketchy Discord groups or like wholesalers that aren't actually wholesalers. So just buy from like big retailers, big distributors that are legit. And yeah, you'll be good to go. A lot of people, like, even without realizing, end up buying fake inventory. So that's why it's always good to, have an Amazon seller friend to ask about certain sources you're thinking about, or, just like free communities and that kind of thing. Just like figure out if where you're thinking about sourcing from is legit, basically. Let's see. How many accounts do you have per supplier to handle daily limits? Yeah. So usually websites that are going to like cancel your orders, if they're going to cancel your orders, they're probably going to cancel it whether you have one account or 10. So it's more a game of like on those websites that don't want to let you spend 10,000 bucks in a day. It's figuring out like, all right, this website lets me spend 2,000 bucks every day. Okay, let me go in there and obviously you can do some damage $2,000 a day at a time. And then if there's those websites where you try to buy like 5 units and they just never go through, like I just ignore those websites. Test those websites every now and then, see if they're like going to let you start buying a lot more inventory from them. But usually it is just as simple as spending your money at places that want you to want you to give them money, right? Rather than like going to the places that like hate resellers or whatever. For sure. How much is profit? So yeah, so most Amazon sellers, you'll do like anywhere from 15 to 25% gross margin, depending on the business model you run. If you're more like wholesale, like bulk kind of side, you'll be much closer to 15. If you do like retail arbitrage, like a lot of like labor intensive selling on Amazon, you'll probably be closer to 25 gross margin. So for me, I want to be around like 20% gross margin and then around 10% net margin after I pay for software, my team, basically all those expenses. Because I've kind of I've hired and trained my team to source all my products, ship all my products, handle everything with Amazon, right? So I have those expenses that are obviously reducing margin, but that's a decision I was happy to make to run a real business out of it. Let's see. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So yeah, as far as I know, Boxem's the only place you can go and just upload 1,000 plus products, see what you can auto ungate, and you'll have 50 to 100 brands at least ungated within 15 30 minutes. It checks up to 5 brands per second. So yeah, for anyone who was like looking into Amazon previously and you're like, man, I can't figure out what to get ungated, I can't figure out what to sell, like that's like it's solved now. It's very cool. You just load up Boxem, it'll feed you a big list of products that you're ungated to sell, and you can kind of take that and run. For sure. Appreciate you, Michelle. Yeah, let me know if you have any like specific questions or anything. It's good vibes in the profile pic there. Let's see, which repricer. So I've been using Flash Pricer recently. It's pretty good. Let's see. Does a line of credit interest spread 365 days? Yeah, so I mean that's how APR works. Yeah. So like if your APR is 10%, your line of credit, if you had a $100,000 line of credit, you would have and you use the entire line of credit. That's the difference between a line of credit and a loan is you can have a line of credit and never pull any of it and obviously never pay any interest. So it's a little more flexible. So if you do have those offers and you like know exactly what you'd be buying, like that's a lot of people use that to scale a little bit easier. See, appreciate you, Darcy. Let's see. Do you need an LLC to sell a lot of products on Amazon? So you don't technically need one to start. It's kind of up to you though. So like when I started, I was a broke college kid, so it didn't matter. Like I owned nothing. But if you're someone, you got a family, you got a house, that kind of thing. It like it's in the name. It limits your liability, right? So if you have like personal assets that you want to protect with an LLC, then you're good to go. Amazon, yeah. So Amazon course that I make is free, so you can just look up like Fields of Profit free course on YouTube. We're also doing a free Zoom workshop tonight, for sure. Let's see, how much are Amazon fees? So they're going to be usually at least 15% on everything you sell, just in terms of the referral fees, and then you'll also pay. Like in terms of the big fees, you'll pay a referral fee. Basically, that's what we pay Amazon to have, bought all the customers for us. And then the second fee will be your pick and pack fee for FBA usually. And that's the fee you pay for Amazon to take it off the shelf, put it in a box, box it up, ship it out, and do all the customer service and stuff. Usually the way it'll work, like typical like revenue fee breakdown, 100. Let's say you sell something for $100, right? You probably spent $50 on that product, and then on that $100 item, you probably paid $30 in fees, which leaves you a $20 in gross profit. And out of that is going to come your software, any employees that you hire, that kind of stuff, for sure. Yep. So I own software. I own the best softwares in the Amazon space. So if you become successful for a long time in Amazon, then so do I. If you join and if you try Amazon and you don't make money, then neither do I. So we have the same goals, man. You're looking for a boogeyman that is not here. Let's see. How do you join tonight? Yeah, Stacy. So we're doing the free Zoom workshop at 7. If you guys want to hop on, that's up here on TikTok or down below on YouTube. We're going to be jumping on, kind of sourcing products with you guys, showing you guys, if you didn't see how to use the new auto ungate checker, we're going to be using that and then kind of feeding that into a way to make as many profitable items as possible from those auto ungate lists. Yeah, lots of other good stuff be jumping into on Zoom tonight. Let's see, what's YouTube? Yeah, so YouTube channel is same as TikTok. Obviously, there's a lot more things that go into more detail than I can do in like 30 or 60 seconds on TikTok. So just fields of profit on YouTube. Let's see, what's up, Nikki? You finally caught alive. You got your account started and you convinced a skeptical boyfriend to start with you. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's totally normal. Like, you should be skeptical about, like, you see all kinds of different, like, do this and you'll get rich overnight, right? Like, yeah, you should be skeptical about things online, but as long as you are starting like Amazon, knowing that it's hard work, it's going to take, dedicated effort, it's not passive income, all this kind of stuff, then you'll be fine, right? Just kind of have those like reasonable goals for yourself and not thinking the Lamborghini comes on, on month 2, like a lot of people like to pretend that it does. I didn't pay myself for my Amazon business for over a year. That was something I didn't have to do that, but just, want to make sure you guys are aware. You're not going to have $1 million in the bank account overnight, right? You can just kind of keep growing the snowball though. For sure. How long you been selling Amazon? So I started in September of 2018, right after I finished high school. Got fired from a job, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to punch a time clock anymore. Started selling some stuff on Amazon. Did that all through college. By the time I graduated college, my senior year of college, made about 120 in profit. So I was like, I don't want to go get a real job. I'm gonna kind of keep doing my own thing, and hopefully it should stay that way. barring a miracle at this point. Let's see. Can you start with $100? And how do you know what products to start? You're a college student. Yeah, like I just said, man, I started when I was a college kid. $100 is kind of tough to start an inventory-based business though, just because you got to think about the fact, like, you'll probably sell your items, using reasonable numbers every 2 months. You should be able to churn through the inventory that you're buying, right? So if you start with $100, you only have like $130 after 2 months. You only have 170-ish after 4 months, right? So you need to have at least like $1,000 or $2,000 to get started. If you don't have that much, then literally start checking like the bookshelves at your house for stuff that you haven't sold in a while. Some of those can sell for decent money. I started going to thrift stores when I was getting started. Just buy stuff for $1, sell it for 30, 20, that kind of thing. Especially like hobbyist books, things about religion and like train books, like anything, right? Like any of that like kind of niche stuff that you can buy for cheap and flip it for more. If you guys are like super limited on capital, that's what I would suggest. Hitting yard sales, like just kind of really old school, hustling your way to $1,000 to $2,000. For sure. Talking arbitrage on foot. So I don't really do retail arbitrage a ton. I like it as a good way to like get into selling on Amazon, but it's not super scalable long term. Long term, you're going to want to basically do the same thing except source from big retailers online. Rather than like physically going to the retailers. Physically going to the store is great though if you want like hands-on experience. I would say if your goal is to make, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, retail arbitrage is great. If you want to make any more than that, you're probably going to have to learn how to do online arbitrage or wholesale. Let's see. Does TikTok pay more than Amazon? I'm pretty sure I make like 1 cent per live stream on average or something like that, and that's what I make on TikTok. Yeah. Let's see. How do you handle returns? All right. Yeah. So let's walk through that, right? Because obviously important. You sell something to a customer doesn't want it. That customer is going to send it back to Amazon. When it gets back to Amazon, they're going to say, hey, this item is fine. It's going to go right back in your inventory. Or they're going to say, hey, this item is not fine. It's damaged. And then they're going to ship that back to you. About 40 to 50% of the things they ship back to me personally, I send right back to Amazon. They just click the wrong button. For whatever reason, maybe I can clean up an item a little bit and it's brand new effectively. And then whatever's left after that, I'll sell on like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, sell it in bulk locally on Facebook, like stuff like that. For sure. Let's see, is the new Boxem feature getting your Amazon account ungated and the ASINs you upload? So it'll see if you can auto ungate any of the ASINs that you upload. Yeah, so like right now you can go into Boxem, you can click the suggested ASINs list. There's about 1,800 brands that, people have had varying success auto ungating. And from all the results and stuff I've seen, people are getting anywhere from 50 to sometimes 700 plus brands auto ungated, just clicking that button in Boxem. It feels like magic. It's very fun, for sure. calls it 7. Yeah, so 7 p.m. Eastern, Michelle. Yeah, appreciate the question. Yeah, so we'll be jumping on the free Zoom workshop. 7 p.m. Eastern will be, what's that? I'm in Central Time, so 2 hours or so. Yeah, 2 hours. Let's see. Walmart doesn't give invoices, order confirmations, shipping confirmations, all that. Invoices. It's all the same term, man. So yeah, Amazon just needs to see some kind of documentation that you are buying legit inventory from legit suppliers. So obviously Amazon doesn't have to wonder if Walmart sells legitimate inventory. Unfortunately for them, they have to admit that Walmart sells legitimate inventory. What's up, Robert? Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Does it take a long time to make profit? So usually sellers will become net profitable on month 2, because month 1 you are buying like boxes and a scale and stuff like that. Usually it's like $200 to $400 of like physical supplies, depending on how fancy you get with it. So all you really have to do is pay for those supplies, pay for the software. So basically, as soon as you've made, very conservatively, $500, you're profitable. Assuming you're selling items that are profitable, obviously. Let's see. Startup fees. Yeah, so you got like supplies that you'll buy right from the jump, like I was just talking about. Sherry, you'll also have SellerAmp, Keepa, and Boxem. So those are the softwares that you use. It's about $80 to $90 a month, depending on if you do like annual or not. And then inventory. So yeah, you need like $1,000 or more between all that to have like a fair start at it. If you have like a couple grand, that's a lot better. Sweet. Let's see. I'm not exactly sure, JD. Yeah, I think it's just kind of personal preference. For sure. Is it fair to say 30 cents a pound? Not anymore. Usually, it was 30 cents a pound. Like I can't even remember. Was it 3 years ago, 4 years ago when the shipping rates changed? If anyone's been around for a while, let me know. How long ago that was, where shipping went up a decent amount. It's usually it's closer to like 60, 70 cents a pound, depending on what you sell. If you sell products that don't really fill up a 50-pound box, it's probably closer to $1 a pound. So that would be things like shoe boxes, like grocery products that are really light sometimes, if you're selling like chips or marshmallows, stuff like that. But if you're filling up boxes with, vitamins or clothes, things that you can actually fill up to 50 pounds, it'll be closer to 60 cents a pound. For sure. Let's see. What's your thoughts on a line of credit? Have you used that before? I've taken one line of credit before. It was like a $40,000 line of credit back in the day. It was helpful. Used it to buy some Q4 inventory. But yeah, I feel like we talked about this a good amount. But if you're going to think about leveraging debt, just make sure you're not like buying new things with it, and you're not a new seller, right? Make sure you know exactly what you're going to buy. Make sure you know exactly how long it's going to take to sell. And you have like very reasonable expectations for money that you're borrowing, because you can afford to lose your money, but if you start losing money that's not yours, it gets not fun that way. So yeah, just if you are going to leverage debt, just make sure you're like super confident in what's going down there. Let's see. What up, Dylan? Yeah, so yeah, last year we showed like just shy of like right around $2 million. And we shoot for like 10-ish% net margin. So that was last year, which I'm pretty happy with, because I don't source the products, I don't buy them, I don't ship them. Yeah, just kind of hired and trained people to do a lot of the like daily tasks, basically. Let's see. Is account health as important as people say? I'm not sure what you mean by like 204 account health. Like, is there like a certain rating that people are saying is important? I've never heard of that personally. It is important to stay above 200 though, because if you're below 200, you start getting like more things limited, and yeah, it can just be kind of starts coming into like potential account suspension headaches and that kind of stuff. So yeah, just like if you do get any like account health issues, just make sure you do your best to appeal them. Yeah, and usually that's just going to be like using very similar documents to what you're using to get ungated. Let's see, people are saying 204 account was a big breakthrough. I've never heard of that, but there could be some validity to that. Like what is the claim? Like, what is it supposed to do when you hit 204 account health? I feel like some of that, there's a lot of like numbers that people think are like magical in Amazon. Sometimes there's some validity to it. How much do you need to invest in selling on Amazon? At least $1,000. If usually if you have like 2 or 3K, that's even better. For sure. Let's see. Do you have to worry about buying things and just not selling it all. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, the point of reselling is that you pretty much know exactly how fast something's going to sell, right? Because we already have the data on, if you've seen any of the examples, videos I posted, that kind of stuff, whether it's shoes or toys or whatever, right? We can look at the SellerAmp data and we know exactly how fast it's going to sell. So what is going to happen is you're going to buy something and the price is going to go down and you're going to lose some money on it every now and then, right? That is going to happen. What's a lot rarer is buying something and then it just doesn't sell. Like if it just doesn't sell, you probably like missed something in the product analysis. Because that's like the point of reselling, right? It reduces that risk of like, oh, will it sell? And the risk becomes, how much can I sell? Will the price change? That kind of thing. Yeah. What do you sell? It depends on what's cheap. It kind of depends on the day, like what I'm buying. But anything from makeup, groceries, vitamins, shoes, clothes. That's most of my store. Sometimes I'll be selling like toys. For seasonal things, I might be selling some backpacks during back to school, stuff like that, right? Like just kind of adapting to what products that sell well are cheap today all across the internet, and what products are about to be increasing in price. Usually, I'll be like based on seasonality and that kind of thing. Let's see. What makes Amazon ban an account? So Amazon's only going to ban your account if you buy fake inventory, buy from suppliers, and you don't keep proper invoicing. I mean, there's various reasons why Amazon might ban your account, but you have to break the rules to get banned. So as a general rule, just buy legit inventory from legit suppliers, and yeah, just make sure you do a good job of keeping track of like where you bought everything too. So just have like a Google sheet or something simple that tracks, hey, I just bought this product. I bought 10 of them. Here's the order number. So if you ever need to prove to Amazon, like, hey, here's my invoice. Here's, we bought it from Walmart. It's real. A lot easier to find like the documents and stuff. Should you shoot for 30% ROI? Yeah, it's a good like baseline. Adjust that up and down depending on like the risk factors of the product. So if it's like I don't know, like women's shoes with a super high return rate, you don't want to buy 30% ROI. If it's like a grocery product, I would go a little bit lower than 30% ROI, especially if it's like really fast seller, very stable, because there's no returns. Like there's very little like extra risks when you sell things like groceries, for example. So yeah, it just kind of depends on the product. How many hours a day you spend on the business? Yeah, I mean, I'll start that. So usually at this point, 30 minutes a day max, just because I have people doing a lot of or pretty much all of the like, more like in the weeds work. Obviously it was not like that all the time though. Like when I was starting selling on Amazon, it was a lot of like late nights, I'm sourcing products in class. I'm, kind of, treating it like, you're almost playing a video game, right? Like it kind of feels like a video game at some point. You're just, moving around real numbers in the real world, shipping them off to a prep center. You don't see the products, that kind of thing. But yeah, like when I was really getting started, probably 3+ hours every day, just on top of like school and stuff. But, now it's, if I spend an hour on the business, I've done something kind of weird that day. Yeah, it's usually just like talking to team members, that kind of thing. You want the full Instagram daily routine, Dennis? Just wake up, work on some Amazon stuff, do stuff like this. Yeah, I mean that's what I like about like doing your own thing is I don't really have a super set schedule. I don't usually like working like that. Some days I'll start working super early and work pretty long. Some days not. Like yeah, just kind of go with the flow, making sure you're taking care of your health, taking care of the take care of the health and the wealth, right? And find a good balance there. Any class needed to be successful selling? So I mean, you'll want to like consume some content for sure, just like learning the basics. A really good place to start will be the free workshop tonight. So we're gonna be hopping on a Zoom call for 90+ minutes, like sourcing products together, talking about how to get ungated, setting up your Amazon account, all the different softwares, and some sourcing methods that aren't on YouTube anywhere. So we're gonna be kind of combining that with the new auto ungating method that's out, and sourcing some of these brand new auto ungate products that are available to everyone now that we kind of have the Boxem auto ungate thing going. So yeah, I'd really recommend hopping on that if you guys are like new, just have any questions, even if you've been selling Amazon for a while. We're breaking down some really good info. So you guys can register for that up here or down below, depending on what platform you're on. And sweet, I'll probably see you guys later time. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, busy. So it does the same thing, but you can also auto ungate and make shipments on there. So it's a lot better basically. Sweet. Yeah, appreciate all you guys. You guys have a good rest of your day here, and I'll see you at 7 p.m. Eastern for the free workshop. Awesome. Appreciate it.